Hey everyone, so I figured since I've been talking about potting media, about pots, which stay tuned for that one, that I would actually do a short repotting. Not a repotting, but I got this tiny little Renanthera citrina and it needs a home. So I've got a little pot, I've got a plant that needs potting. Let's combine them together. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I have this Renanthera. I've got 2 kikis plus the plant. The roots are okay, but they typically grow kind of like vandaceous a little bit. I've got a couple that are bare root. I've got some that are in cocoa husk chips, but I'm gonna pot this one in my Hydroton charcoal sponge rock mix and put it in a pot, so it's going to get very good drainage. It's got a hole in the bottom. It's able to get aeration. This one's going to stay small, so it's not going to get big. It's a smaller species of Renanthera. So I'm going to put it in a smaller pot like this. Not too low, not too high, but just right. So here we go. Okay guys, so this is a mixture that I soak a lot of my plants in before I repot them, especially if they're a little bit stressed. This is just rainwater it's 2 gallons. So for every gallon I do 1 ounce of liquid seaweed and 1 capful of Dip and Grow. I'll let the plant soak for 30 minutes and then I'm ready to repot. Okay guys, now that I already sterilized my pruners, you can check out that video. I'll send a link to it. But sterilize your pruners. And I've already trimmed all the dead roots and everything. You want to just feel your roots. If there's anything mushy, that's what you need to cut off. Okay? There's one here. So, very good. So now I'm ready to repot. Okay? So I have my Hydroton mix here. And this consists of 2 parts Hydroton, 1 part charcoal, 1 part sponge rock. You can check out my other potting media videos. And so I want this guy to sit up a little high. I don't want it to be too deep in the pot, okay? I want it to sit up because I don't want to bury these kikis here or here, okay? I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There you go. Here or here I have 2 kikis, all right? So I don't want to bury them in the pot. I want them up above the pot. So what I'm going to do is just kind of visualize a little bit and set this up high. You might get a little spillage, that's okay. But just enough to where this media kind of fills around it, okay? And it's okay if stuff spills out some places here and there. That's gonna be all right. But then use your finger. So another thing I like to use, guys, is just a stainless steel chopstick or any kind of chopstick. It can be wood. Just to kind of move stuff around so my fat fingers don't get in there. I'm sure none of you guys have that problem though. And just to move some of the stuff around, because I've got a kiki like right here. It's got a bunch of soot over it. So I want to pull this up a little bit. And then I learned this from a bonsai person. If you kind of poke around, it kind of settles all the potting mix around the soil. And then I can fill it just a little more in. To where it'll start to stand up on its own. But another thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna stake this with a bamboo skewer. And so what I do is I have these pruning tips from bonsai, and I just cut an angle on this, okay? I'll cut an angle on it like this. See how it's sharp now? And I'll just gently put it in here. And then I can use some green twist tie like this and secure this new growth, okay? You want to secure your plants, because if you don't secure your plants, you can cause the roots to die back, and then new root tips, if they kind of wiggle in the pot any, you can break off those green fresh tips, okay? So I'm gonna take this and water it, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, now that I've watered it to get all that kind of soot out of the potting mix and kind of rinse everything out, I've got it staked. Probably what I'll do now is I'll just clip that off and trash it so I have a nice presentation. I'm going to take my Brother label maker and print out a tag for it. The reason I used this type of media is because it's very fast draining. It holds a little bit of moisture, but I've got it in a clay pot with lots of openings on it, so it's gonna drain very fast. The roots are gonna dry out every day, so I'll have to water this every day because this is a very dry mixture. If not, I can water it every other day. We'll kind of see how it takes off after this. As you can see also, I've got my Kiki here and my other Kiki right down here. They're not covered, so that way they're not gonna rot or anything like that. I have my label here and my tag here, and so what I do is I print them out with the Brother P-Touch label maker, because all their tags are waterproof and UV rated, and so I just stick it on here like this, and it looks a lot better than my handwriting. And so I have a nice tag with a nice presentation for a nice species plant. So there you go. I hope we've learned something today. I hope I've shown you something that you can use in your everyday growing and help your orchids thrive. Okay everyone, so I hope I've helped you kind of see the whole process of repotting Renanthera citrina. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to watch my next video. I hope to see you soon. Happy growing.